full stack. So hopefully you have to get started, we're going to create a database that has just a single table in it for now. If you forgot how to do that, go back to this last tab to review that. I'll just show you here. On my server, I have a database called Flask Friends, and inside of it I have a single table called Friends, and it has a couple of entries of data in it. All right, so once we've got that, let's finally move out of our Flask fundamentals, and now we can move into our Flask MySQL folder, and let's create a new folder for this test project. I'll just call it first Flask MySQL, navigate into there, and then open that up in VS Code. Just zoom in a little bit. All right, so first thing, now that we're going to use a connection to our SQL database, we're going to want to connect and have this file to help connect us to our database. So just to show you why the name of this matters or where that comes into play, I'll just go ahead and paste that. Remember, sometimes things don't paste. Sometimes you may get some weird syntax issues with this file. So if you're having that issue, go ahead and download it here with this link for that file so you don't have to worry about syntax issues, because this is a lot to type manually. All right, and then as usual, hopefully we've grown accustomed to typing this part. We'll also have at the same level our server.py file, or whatever you'd like to call it. So I'll go ahead and add that here. And that means if we're going to refer to a template, we should probably also have our templates folder with the file inside. And for now, we're not really going to touch it much, so let's just go ahead and put up a template just to make sure that it's working. And let's go ahead and run this. Hopefully we'll run into a couple of errors so I can point out some things. All right, let's try to run it. So first thing, it says no module named MySQL connection, and it's telling me this is on line 2 of my server.py file. So right here, it's trying to look for this connect to MySQL, but it doesn't know where to find this MySQL connection. It's because I called it MySQL con, so I'm going to have to just change the name here. And this refers to the name of the file. So now when I run it, it knows what it is. And let's try to go to localhost 5000. Oh, and now I have this other error, unknown database first Flask. So if I look over here in my code, I'm referring to this database called first Flask. But if I look over in my database here, my database is actually called, my schema name is Flask_friends. So I'm going to change that for me. And if I refresh that and refresh this page, it works. And then I should be able to see in my terminal a list of those friends that you saw in my database earlier, and it's there. So I've got a list, I know from these square brackets. Notice too that the MySQL connection file has a print statement in it so that you can see what query you're running each time it attempts to make a query. So you're able to see that, and then you can see that what comes back is dictionary of each of the friends. So this is the first friend and the next friend, and you can see that the keys are the field names from my table here, and the values are the values from the database. So over the next couple of assignments, you'll start playing around with that, but that's how that works.